Today, we're really getting into a fascinating personal account. It's this unique guide suggesting that mastering English at home, it might be way simpler and, frankly, less stressful than we thought.
That's right. It's quite a compelling story.
Yeah, so our source material for this deep dive, it comes straight from someone who's actually done it. They've managed to weave English practice into, well, almost every minute of their day, creating this immersive, low-stress learning zone right in their own home. It's a pretty remarkable blueprint, not just what to do, but how to fundamentally shift your whole approach to language.
Absolutely. And our mission today isn't just to describe these methods. We really want to pull out the core techniques and maybe more importantly, the philosophy underneath it all.
Right. Why it works.
Exactly. The cognitive principles that make this so effective. We're hoping to help you bypass that, common information overload you get with language learning and see immediately how you can maybe apply these ideas yourself. And what's really insightful, I think, is that this isn't about classrooms or test books. It's about turning your everyday life into consistent, effective learning.
I'm really intrigued by this. Because this deep dive, it feels like it could reveal some, surprising things about how simple, consistent effort can actually lead to fluency.
It really can.
And you'll see just how creative you can get with practice, even when you're totally alone. So for anyone who's felt stuck or maybe overwhelmed by learning English, this account, it offers a really fresh angle.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So at its core, the big principle from this account is really clear. The absolute key is practice. Consistent practice every single day.
Every day.
Even if it's just, say, 15 minutes. It's not really about getting every sentence perfect right away. It's more about training your brain to use English automatically, like a reflex.
The focus is fluency over, flawless grammar. Just keeping that flow going without those long, awkward pauses. This consistency, even in small bits, it helps build those stronger brain pathways for language.
What really jumps out at me, especially, thinking about all the apps and expensive courses out there, is just how simple it is. This guide says straight up, you do not need special tools or expensive courses. All you need is time, focus, and a little bit of planning. That really challenges that idea many of us have, that learning a language has to be complicated or cost a fortune, doesn't it?
It really does. It just strips away all those barriers we tend to put up.
Yeah.
And kind of building on that simplicity, when you're recording yourself, which is a key technique, man.
Oh, it's self-recording.
Guide really emphasizes this no judgment approach.
Yeah.
You're not listening back to criticize yourself. You're just noticing what sounds okay, what could maybe use some work. It's like the source says, talking to a mirror. You become this objective observer. And this isn't just about being nice to yourself. It's actually a powerful psychological trick.
How so?
Well, when your brain isn't stressed out worrying about mistakes, it's just much more open to learning and actually remembering things. It shifts you from performing to discovering, which is, so important for making progress long term.
So it's like tricking your brain out of that instant self-criticism mode, letting the learning happen more naturally. That's really interesting. Okay, let's get into the day-to-day stuff, starting right when you wake up.
All right.
This account suggests consciously thinking in English. First thing, simple sentences like, good morning, I am feeling rested today. I slept well, I am ready for a new day. Just setting the tone, basically.
Exactly, setting the stage. And that flows right into what the guide calls routine speaking.
Routine speaking.
Yeah. As you go about your morning, you describe everything you're doing out loud in full, clear, slow sentences.
Out loud, even the simple stuff.
Yep. Like, I am brushing my teeth now. I'm using mint-flavored toothpaste. I brush for 2 minutes. Or maybe you're making breakfast. I'm putting a pan on the stove. I am turning on the gas.
I am cracking 2 eggs into a bowl.
Right. I am adding a pinch of salt. This method is super effective because it taps into your procedural memory. It wires your brain to automate language for those really basic everyday actions.
So it's like muscle memory, but for talking about brushing your teeth.
Pretty much. It makes those basic connections automatic, which frees up your brain power for, more complex thoughts later on.
And this extends to breakfast too, right? Describing the food itself.
Yes. The bread is soft and fresh. The eggs are warm and tasty. The tea is sweet and hot. Simple descriptions.
And then it even suggests practicing simple Q&A with yourself.
Like, do you like eggs for breakfast?
Yeah.
Answer it. What do you drink in the morning? Answer that too. It's just a way to engage actively from the start.
It feels very holistic, engaging multiple parts of your language brain right away.
Right. Then moving from speaking to listening, the morning routine also includes some structured listening practice, usually with short conversations or stories.
Okay.
The account mentions examples like Daniel, the delivery driver whose van broke down, or Robert the gardener, Richard the teacher, James the mechanic. Simple scenarios.
Gotcha.
And it uses this 3-pass method, which is pretty neat. It builds understanding layer by layer.
Okay, how does that work? 3 passes.
So first listen. Just get the general idea of what's happening overall. This kind of primes your brain.
Right, the big picture.
Exactly. Second listen.
Yeah.
Now you focus more on keywords, specific vocabulary. Since you already know the gist, it's easier to pick out new words.
Makes sense.
Then the third listen. This is the active part. You repeat sentences out loud. You really try to copy the pronunciation, the rhythm.
Ah, okay.
You practice bits like, excuse me, my vehicle just stopped working, or could I please use your phone? That final pass really helps internalize the sounds and the way sentences flow.
I like how practical that is, focusing on real-life English. You know, those simple situations like a van breaking down, it's not abstract grammar rules. It's stuff you might actually need to say.
Spot on. It helps you anticipate real conversations. And tied into this is another technique called shadowing.
Shadowing.
Yeah. Basically, you listen to a sentence and then immediately repeat it. You try to match the speaker's speed and pronunciation as closely as you possibly can.
Like an echo.
Kind of, yeah. The example given is repeating, let me check and get back to you, right after hearing it.
The goal here is building confidence and sounding more natural by really internalizing the music of the language, the rhythm, the intonation. It trains your mouth and ear to sync up.
Okay, that's the morning covered.
Oh.
Now let's shift to the afternoon. There's dedicated speaking time then.
Yes, and this is crucial.
And the guide is really clear.
Yeah.
Yes, out loud, even if no one is with me, I still speak. Now, for people who feel awkward talking to themselves, why is speaking aloud, even alone, so vital? Well, speaking aloud engages more of your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got auditory processing, the motor cortex for actually forming the words, your working memory, juggling the ideas. It's just a much more active practice than only thinking or reading.
Right. It's physical, too.
Exactly. It forces you to actually make the sounds, which strengthens those connections. And this blueprint, it details a really great variety of speaking techniques for this session. One is picking a topic.
Like what?
Oh, anything really.
Yeah.
How you spent your weekend, your daily routine, your family, your neighborhood, favorite food, and then just talk about it for maybe 10, 20 minutes straight.
Just keep talking. Sounds like good practice for fluency, building that speaking stamina. But what happens when you get stuck on a word? That can totally derail you in a real chat.
Yeah, that's a common problem. But there's a really clever strategy in the guide for that. It's about learning to describe words you don't know.
How does that work?
So say you can't remember the word hammer. Instead of stopping, you'd say something like the heavy tool, the one you use to hit nails into wood.
Oh, talking around it.
Exactly. Circumlocution. It builds your ability to explain things in different ways, which is a massive part of being fluent and confident, even if your vocabulary isn't perfect yet. It teaches you to keep communicating effectively.
That's incredibly useful. Okay, so it's not just talking at yourself. The guide also mentions question practice, asking and answering questions to yourself.
Right. Little things, like what did you eat for lunch today? Ask it, then answer it. What do you plan to do tomorrow? Same thing. It's like having a mini dialogue in your head, but out loud.
Simulating conversation.
Yeah, precisely. It trains your brain to form questions and answers quickly. And then there's also story building or retelling. You can make up simple stories, Peter the carpenter, Anna the nurse, or retell stories you heard earlier, like maybe Daniel the delivery driver's breakdown story.
Bringing the listening practice back in.
Exactly. And that's fantastic for practicing past tense, using descriptive words, and just organizing your thoughts into a clear story in English.
What else? The guide seems packed with ideas.
Oh, it is. Another technique is describing your surroundings or specific objects, just naming things. The kettle is boiling. I'm making a cup of tea. There are 3 cups on the counter.
Simple observation.
Yeah. Or pick an object, a spoon, a clock, a pen, and describe it in detail. It's great for building active vocabulary and just getting words out smoothly in a low-pressure way. You're just talking about what's right there.
And I thought the idea of giving instructions was interesting, too, like explaining how to make a sandwich or clean windows or make tea step by step.
Yes, that helps you speak clearly and logically. Using sequence words first, then, next, finally, which is harder than it seems sometimes.
Definitely.
And of course, role-playing. super important. Imagining conversations in different places.
Like where?
Visiting the doctor, going to the post office, meeting a new colleague, at the supermarket, a restaurant, the bank. You act out both sides. This directly preps you for real situations. You practice greetings, polite phrases, the specific words you need for that context. It builds that situational confidence.
So you feel ready when it actually happens.
That's the idea. The blueprint also includes practicing describing people and places using adjectives, daily life words. Describe your wife, your brother, your friend. Describe your kitchen, your bedroom, your garden. Simple but effective for activating descriptive language.
And then there's that repeat and build technique. Can you explain that one?
Sure. You start with a really short sentence, like, I make tea.
Okay.
You add a bit more detail. I make tea in the morning.
Right.
Then build it further. I make hot tea in the morning before breakfast. Keep going. And drink it while sitting near the window. See? You progressively build longer, more complex sentences naturally.
Without feeling overwhelmed by trying to make a perfect long sentence from scratch.
Exactly. It's about incremental steps. And for those who like the finer points, there's even sentence comparison, explaining the difference between similar structures like I will cook dinner versus I'm cooking dinner.
So reinforcing grammar through active use.
Yes. And finally, practicing giving directions. You know, common phrases like walk straight for 2 blocks, turn left at the corner. Just practical real-world stuff.
Wow. That's a lot of speaking practice techniques for one afternoon session.
It offers variety, which keeps it engaging. You don't have to do all of them every day, but you have options.
Right. So as the day winds down, the focus shifts again, doesn't it? Towards reinforcement and reflection, making sure it all sticks.
Exactly. The evening practices are about consolidating the learning. This guide highlights reviewing new words.
Oh.
Simple. Write down maybe 5 new words you learned that day. Then make a short sentence for each one. So if the word is repair, you'd maybe write and say, I will repair the table tomorrow. Doing this actively helps move those words into your long-term memory. You see them, you use them in context.
Makes sense. And it mentions speaking about future plans, too.
It's just before bed, perhaps. Simple things like, tomorrow, I will go to the bank. In the morning, I need to send money to my uncle. It keeps your brain working with future tenses and planning. Still practicing.
And then there's something called silent listening.
This is interesting. You lie in bed ready for sleep, and you listen to a short English audio. But you don't repeat it this time.
Just listen.
Just listen. The idea is to let the last voice you hear before sleeping be in English. It sort of keeps your mind connected to the language while you rest, maybe helping your brain process the day's learning. It's a very passive, subtle kind of immersion.
Interesting. And finally, wrapping up the whole day.
Positive self-talk. In English, of course.
Like affirmations.
Sort of, yeah. Things like, today was a good day, I finished my work, I helped my neighbor, I practiced English for 1 hour. I feel happy and relaxed, I am ready to sleep now. It's just a mindful way to end the cycle, to acknowledge your effort, and build confidence for the next day.
So taking all of this together, what's the big takeaway for someone listening? What does this all mean?
I think the core message really is the incredible power of daily, small, consistent practice that's woven into your actual life.
Right. Not separate from it.
Exactly. It's about turning every action, every thought almost, into a chance to think and speak in English. It's less like practice sessions and more like reprogramming your default linguistic habits.
What really stands out to me and feels quite radical in a way is that constant refrain. Everything I do is simple and low stress. I don't try to be perfect. I don't worry about grammar mistakes. That mindset feels absolutely crucial for sticking with it, right? It avoids that burnout, that feeling of being overwhelmed that stops so many people.
It's huge. It's probably the key to the consistency. It's permission to just do it without pressure. And it reinforces the idea that you absolutely can create your own effective practice environment. Like the account says, you can do it alone just like I do. You don't need fancy tools or even other people necessarily beyond your own focus and a bit of simple planning. What's really remarkable is just how much you can achieve without a formal classroom, without even a conversation partner sometimes, just by leveraging that power of consistent, integrated, low-stress practice.
It's profoundly simple, but it sounds incredibly effective. Just integrating English into daily actions, daily thoughts, turning those mundane moments into learning opportunities. hopefully if you're listening, you can maybe think about which of these techniques might fit into your life.
Yeah, where are the pockets of time?
Where can you weave in a little English, even just starting with thinking in English when you wake up?
And, this raises a bigger question too, I think. If every moment can become a learning opportunity like this,
yeah,
what are the limits? How quickly, how deeply can you actually internalize a new language this way? And beyond just speaking it, how does this constant low-stress immersion maybe change the way you even perceive the world around you, seeing it through the lens of this new language? Something to think about.
Definitely something to ponder. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.